Hello, my name is Holland Timmins, also known as the Connoisseur on the internet and on my channel. And today I will be reviewing, you guessed it, The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, Volume 3, The Years of Change. As you can see, there is Indiana Jones, and yeah. So, there are 7 more movies on this box set. It begins with Tales of Innocence, where Indiana Jones is undercover, and at first he's romancing this one lady, and he's trying to get these German defectors across the lines, and yeah. Let's see, just a second. He meets up with Ernest Hemingway, who gives him love advice and then turns into a rival for his love's affection. Anyway, so then he becomes part of the French Foreign Legion, or at least goes undercover in the French Foreign Legion, and starts having not an affair, but an encounter with Edith Wharton, and meets up with Thomas Lowell, who is looking for T.E. Lawrence to make him famous. And yeah, so there's that. He has plenty of espionage adventures in these 2 adventures in this movie, Tales of Innocence. Then the next one is Masks of Evil, where again Indiana Jones is a spy, and he is trying to get this document to be signed by the leader of this Turkish army. Of course, the leader has no interest in preserving the Ottoman Empire, but creating a new country. And Indiana Jones is again romancing a woman who he is actually engaged to, but under a fake name. Anyway, the wolf shows up, thinking his girlfriend is Indiana Jones. He shoots her. She's like, I came to tell you I wanted to be with you the rest of my life. Well, that's not going to be very hard. You just have to wait for a few moments. It'll be the rest of your life. That's horrible. I shouldn't be laughing. Anyway, then he goes to Romania to capture or question this General Targo, who is waging his own war. And Indiana Jones meets up with American intelligence. And as they travel into Romania, not everything is as it seems. In fact, it is the first time that Indiana Jones comes up against the supernatural in his life. And who does General Targo turn out to be? Spoilers, just so you know if you don't want to know. Spoilers, but General Targo turns out to be Dracula, Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Impaler. Anyway, vampire. Very great cinematography in this. And now he then goes on in the next movie, Treasure of the Peacock's Eye, which is actually my favorite young Indiana Jones movie. He meets up with Remy again, and they find this treasure map right as the end of the war happens, and the war is over. They go home. Henry goes to go see Miss Seymour, but she's passed away, but left Henry a note, and he reads it. Then they go home and they study the map, and they decide to go to Alexandria, and yeah, they find various clues. They follow this one guy who takes their map, and And they pretty much go to Java. There's this temple. It's very much an Indiana Jones adventure. Anyway, by the end, he meets up with Bronislaw Malinowski, who is very big in sociology circles, anthropology circles, you know. Um, Actually, my sister, who took an anthropology class, she said she learned more about anthropology due to the two documentaries on this box set than she did the entire class she took. So you can actually learn a lot from the documentaries here, as my sister will attest. Anyway, that's off point. It's a very good Indiana Jones adventure that broke the budget of the show, so much so that I think they canceled it. However, George Lucas put up his own money to finish the show for the next 4 movies. So during peacetime, and the next movie is The Winds of Change, which has Indiana Jones as a translator for the Paris Peace Agreement and the Treaty of Versailles and all that. And then he heads home. He meets up with Paul Robeson and Robert Goddard while trying to make peace with his father. Anyway, after meeting up with a bunch of friends, he decides to go to the University of Chicago, where he will study archaeology. So, the next movie is Mystery of the Blues, which takes place in Chicago. Actually, this movie is the one that stars Harrison Ford as an older Indy in 1950, flashing back to his college days as a waiter in Chicago. Here, Indiana Jones discovers the Chicago nightlife and even learns to play the saxophone a bit more. And, yeah. Anyway, there's a mystery and shenanigans ensue. He meets with several local Chicago people, and ultimately it has to do with a mystery that ultimately deals with Al Scarface Capone, which was actually the inspiration for the 2 movies called Scarface, the Howard Hawks movie, and then the Al Pacino movie. I have the Al Pacino movie, I do not have the Howard Hawks movie. But, you know, Scarface is classic. And it all started with a real guy, so there you go. The next movie, of course, is Scandal of 1920, in which Indiana Jones goes to New York and experiences the New York nightlife, fights with a monkey backstage. Oh, did I mention he swings around a lot on stuff? In the Years of Change, he swings around on a lot of stuff, so yeah, that's where Indiana Jones learned to swing on stuff. Anyway, he fights with a monkey backstage, makes sure the show goes on, is funded, gets well received praise from the Algonquin Round Table. He actually dates 3 different women, and you know, he's whoring himself out so this show goes on. And he actually meets up with George Gershwin. He meets up with George Gershwin. Anyway, he's like complaining, what am I doing? I'm killing myself. George Gershwin is like, you're living the dream, Indy. You're living every man's dream. So, yeah, Indy and the ladies. Then, of course, it goes from Scandal of 1920 to Hollywood Follies, where Indiana Jones is paid to stop a production by Erich von Stroheim. And Erich von Stroheim is determined to finish his film the way he wants to finish it. Indiana Jones is determined to stop it. Anyway, after many clashes, Indiana Jones ultimately is tricked by Erich von Stroheim. And so he has to get a job as a production assistant on a Western directed by none other than Jack Ford, otherwise known as John Ford. That is Indiana Jones, Volume 3, Years of Change. So that's 22 movies in. And now after this box set, if you want to go chronologically through Indiana Jones's life, there are 4 more movies you have to do when he's grown up, finally. And the first one is Temple of Doom. The second one is Raiders of the Lost Ark. The third one is The Last Crusade. And the fourth one is what I consider criminally underrated and misunderstood Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, I did watch all 26 movies with someone I know, and originally she didn't like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull either. But once you watch the first 25 movies, once you watch all those and you watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, everything becomes clear and you actually enjoy it a lot more. But I know it's a lot to ask to watch 26 movies just to enjoy the last. But if you do, you will enjoy the last one. But that's for another review. I will be reviewing the last 4 Indiana Jones movies next, and I hope you stick around and watch my review. Or better yet, just watch the movies yourself. Watch all 26. Not many people know there are 26 Indiana Jones movies, but there are. So, yeah, that's good. Well, this is Holland Timmins, also known as the Connoisseur, signing off. If you like. If you want to comment. If you want to subscribe, please do so. And, yeah, I'll see you next time.